Welcome to my YouTube, Robin James, music and reviews. Welcome to my YouTube, Robin James, music and reviews.
Welcome to Mayfield Place. A typical street in the Burbs.
Morning, Walter!
Where nothing much ever happened.
Walter's dog just took a dump on Rumsfield's lawn again.
Until the Klopeks moved in.
Klopeks?
The Burbs.
I'm going over the fence, and I'm not coming back till I find a dead body.
Welcome to Robin James Reviews. Today, let's learn more about The Burbs, a film starring Tom Hanks that was directed by Joe Dante. Hanks was fresh off the smash hit Big, a movie that brought him an Oscar nomination. And the director Dante was also on a roll with movies like The Howling, Inner Space, and of course, The Gremlins. Their movie The Burbs wasn't actually well received by critics back in 1989.
It didn't exactly set the world on fire critically. In fact, it got just about the worst reviews since World War II.
But fans loved it, and it became an instant cult classic.
Daring each other to ring the doorbell.
We shouldn't stare like this.
When we both go inside and say hello, are you chicken?
Go for it, Mr. Peterson. Yes!
The movie grossed $50 million at the box office on a budget of just $18 million, and I did see it in the theaters and fell in love with it instantly. It has a wonderful ensemble cast that we will get into more in depth here in a bit. I also loved the setting and the atmosphere of the film. It was filmed on the Universal Studios backlot, and I remember seeing the houses on the Universal tour as a kid, and I was super excited as I pictured them filming the movie The Burbs. This street has also been featured in many films and TV shows throughout the years. The Burbs also has a wonderful score. It was composed by Jerry Goldsmith. I noticed that Goldsmith worked on the show The Twilight Zone, which I find this screenplay, which was written by Dana Olson, to be very reminiscent of. There's a few episodes with paranoid neighbors who make things worse for themselves, showing their true colors, but then their suspicions turn out to maybe be correct. In our story for The Burbs, we think their elderly neighbor Walter has gone missing, leaving his precious dog Queenie behind, who, fun fact, was also the dog from Silence of the Lambs. This dog's IMDb page is definitely stacked.
Skin or else it gets the hose again.
Yes, you will, precious. You will get the hose.
So the group of neighbors begins to suspect that the strange family that just moved in next door is to blame. And the entire story does play out just on this cul-de-sac. We never leave the street, and it somehow manages to continue to be interesting and intriguing, though, throughout. There's also really great tension built as we, the audience, wonder, is it all in their heads or are the Klopeks really up to something? Dante's really made a relatable movie. He turns our fears and paranoia into comedy and does it wonderfully.
It has come to my attention in recent years that, remarkably, this movie is incredibly popular. I just came back from Europe where I went to a series of festival retrospective kind of things. And usually it's Gremlins that I get, the stuff about. And then this time, it was a complete turn. It was The Burbs. The Burbs was the most popular movie with this crowd that I had ever made.
The movie only plays out on the cul-de-sac, shooting mostly in the street or a few of the main characters' houses, never venturing outside of the block, giving this film a real claustrophobic sense, feeling like we won't be able to escape these scary neighbors.
What do we do now, soldier? Well, you heard them say they were going away tomorrow. As soon as that car leaves in the morning, I'm going over the fence, and I'm not coming back till I find a dead body.
Our cast and group of paranoid suburbanites is led by Tom Hanks, And as always, he fits the role perfectly, delivering a fun and natural performance as Ray Peterson. He's an overworked, overstressed family man who just wants to spend a week chilling at home, but his wife Carol, who's played magnificently by Carrie Fisher, wants to take the family to the lake for a week. And I love them as this couple. I really bought that they were together.
I wonder what was going on over there last night.
I knew this was gonna happen.
What?
Nothing.
What, Carol? What did you know was going to happen?
It started already. Look at you. You're gonna sit around the house all week doing nothing, get bored out of your mind, and go back to work in worse shape than you are now.
Filming the Burbs on the Universal lot went pretty smoothly for the crew, although in my research I did find that the movie wasn't without some behind the scenes drama. It seems to be confirmed by the director that Hanks and his co star Rick Ducommun, who plays the funny instigator Art Weingartner, apparently didn't really get along. And their relationship on screen probably mirrored the one off screen. Dante just stated it seemed like Hanks didn't get along with him, but he played it loose and professional. And in the end, I'm glad because one of my favorite scenes is when Ray and Art are in the basement and Art's showing him books on cults.
Oh, I can't believe you're still bringing that
I
up.
had a dream a plane was going to crash, so he took the bus to Las Vegas.
If I'd have been on the plane, it would have crashed. Who listens to their wife? Listen, you got to listen to me. You know what the deal is? What we got to do is we got to go down to the religious supply store. We got to get ourselves a couple of gallons of holy water. My cousin Jerry's a priest. He can get us a deal.
His delivery is great in the movie, and I'm glad the two actors were able to set their differences aside and give us some wonderful scenes.
I'm not going to listen to this.
Ray, you're chanting.
I'm not going to
Ray.
hear this now. I'm not
Ray, look.
going to
Ray.
listen to this.
Unconscious
I'm
chanting.
not
You're
going to
chanting.
hear this now.
I want to
don't
kill
want to hear
everyone.
this now.
Satan
I'm
is
not going
good.
to listen
Satan is
to
our pal.
this.
Also, Hanks apparently wasn't too fond of how Wendy Shaw portrayed her character. She plays Bonnie Rumsfeld, who's married to Bruce Dern's character, Mark Rumsfeld. And you might not know this, but she is also the voice of Francine on the hit show American Dad. According to her, she got that role because the creator of American Dad, Seth MacFarlane, loved her in the Burbs. But here, Hanks apparently left her a note at the wrap party saying, I really have no idea what you're doing with your character, but it was great to work with you. And Wendy said she really didn't know how to take it other than possibly being a put down, and they really never spoke about it again. So it seems like Hanks wasn't truly getting along with everyone while filming or was a bit critical of their work, and he was just coming off of an Oscar nomination. So, but in the end, I think that the movie is great and all the performances were. And I thought that Wendy was wonderful as she plays a bit of an airhead, a younger trophy wife to Rumsfeld. But I thought she was funny throughout and very beautiful. And Corey Feldman's character, the young Ricky Butler, agreed as he spends his mornings flirting with her as she gardens.
Hey, Mrs. Rumsfeld. No tan lines this morning. Looks nice.
That kid next door is a meatball.
And Ricky, in a lot of ways, is the audience character as he and his friends observe the events taking place throughout the movie. But unfortunately for Feldman, this was also around the time that Corey was getting into drugs and alcohol heavily and was having a lot of struggles while filming the movie. But it turns out that Joe Dante, Carrie Fisher, and Wendy Shaw basically acted as his support and counsel, and they were definitely aware of his struggles. And I found that really nice to see that they came together in the camaraderie there to try to help him through. And in the end, I thought Corey gives a very funny and great performance here.
Oh, no way! Hey, wait, you guys can't go now. It's the best part. I called the pizza dude. All right. All right. Pizza dude! Yeah!
There's so many wonderful sequences throughout the Burbs, and one of my favorites is when at night the three protagonists are spying on the Klopeks. And the Klopeks are played wonderfully by Courtney Gaines. He's been a mainstay in the horror genre for years.
Sutter Dean?
I'm trying to cut back.
Also, Theodore Gottlieb, he plays brother, and Henry Gibson has Dr. Werner Klopek. He's the head of the Klopek family, and they were all amazing in the movie and seemed to do a great job towing the line of being suspect or possibly just wanting their privacy. and the youngest Klopek literally drives the garbage out to the curb without any headlights, and he just beats the living shit out of the garbage. And of course, the neighbors, they think that could be Walter's body, but it's too late to investigate, so they decide to do it in the morning. But in the morning, we meet our two garbage men, who are played wonderfully by two great character actors, Dick Miller and Robert Picardo. Both of them have been in many Joe Dante movies, including a couple of my favorites, Matinee and Gremlins 2. And they're great here, and one of the funniest scenes in the film. And the neighbors jump into the garbage truck, and I always love how Rumsfeld is giving the garbage men a piece of his mind.
Hey, you're sorry. Look, I don't want to hear any of your bullshit either. The question here is garbage, and who picks up this mess?
Who picks up this mess? Well, you're gonna pick up the mess because you are a garbage man.
So now we do need to talk about who I think the real standout of the film is, and it's Bruce Dern as Rumsfeld. He's a retired soldier who lives across the street from Ray.
Rumsfeld's the name.
And he's super tired of Queenie shitting on his lawn. And him and his wife spend hours a day working on their garden and their lawn, and he takes a lot of pride in the cul-de-sac and the block.
I love that dude.
And Rumsfeld has all these spy gadgets and the know-how that our team of protagonists need to figure out what the Klopeks are up to. He's got some really amazing scenes with great physical comedy.
There go the goddamn brownies.
Here you go, Sonny. A little something for the old sweet tooth.
And awesome lines between himself and the Klopeks when they finally meet and have dinner. It's at that point, too, that as the audience, we're really thinking that these Klopeks are fucking weird and they have to be up to something. I also love near the end when he sets up on his roof and interacts with all the teenagers next door as they just keep delivering funny dialogue back and forth that always makes me laugh. In The Burbs, we're given a wonderful premise and an amazing cast of characters, a well-written story that plays out in a strong 3-act format, and it culminates in this fun, tense finale where Ray and Art break into the Klopeks and dig throughout the property before they head to the basement, where they find a huge furnace that goes to 5,000 degrees. So are there dead bodies down there? Well, if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. You can find out for yourself. I highly recommend it. And also, I just rewatched The Burbs for this review. And honestly, to me, it's still as good as ever. It delivers a fun mystery, lots of laugh, like I said, great writing, an above average cast. I had wondered if it would show some age. I hadn't seen it for a while. But on this last viewing, I could tell it really hasn't. I found myself laughing at a lot of the same bits and enjoying the journey we go on with these characters. The premise also is one I tend to enjoy a lot in movies, as some of my favorite movies include Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock and Disturbia starring Shia LaBeouf. As I search for some negatives for the film The Burbs, I really can't find many. Like with most movies, it can drag a little bit in the middle, but it picks right back up and is funny and action-packed until the end. It's got great performances, great writing, good music. Joe Dante and crew just do a wonderful job here, and the movie really delivers on the premise that it promises. So with that, I give the movie The Burbs a score of 9 out of 10. If you're looking for a fun, over-the-top comedy with some thrills and horror mixed in, The Burbs should be a great choice for you. So it's been a fun time to revisit this cult classic movie, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave me a like. Also, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content. And leave me a comment to let me know your favorite scene or character from the movie The Burbs. Also, leave me any recommendations you have for films you'd like to see me review in the future. So until next time, thanks for watching Robin James Reviews as we learned more about The Burbs.
God, I love this street.
Welcome to my YouTube, Robin James, Music and Reviews. Welcome to my YouTube, Robin James, Music and Reviews.